Black men spend a lot of money on white coochie. Shannon Sharp came out about 20 something million for his white coochie. Now this coach has come out of around 12 to 14 or more million. These men have to be stopped. We should honestly be paying attention to how the game is being run with these white women, because they are definitely getting their millions off their coochie. They have no shame. I don't have no man right now. I don't keep up with what's going on in sports. Doesn't interest me that much. But I do be pretending for my man if he pretends for me. When I have a man, I'm on whatever team he's on, rooting for whoever he wants, okay? But because I don't have no man, baby, I don't give a fuck what's happening in the sports world. So I had to do a little bit of a deep dive on this man. I wouldn't even say that deep because I didn't really care to get into his scores or his accolades or anything like that. I wanted to know about the man. And he is a diabolical black man. For everybody saying that he was cheating on his woman with a white woman, his wife was also white and he got 3 mixed babies. Sherron Moore. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But Sherron Moore is this black man's name, 39 years old, a father of 3, and married. He was having an affair with his coworker, someone that worked under him, a staff member. Looks like his personal assistant, his PA, which isn't unheard of. Those of us who have been PAs, as myself, understand that sometimes your boss might try it. Doesn't mean that you have to go for it unless the numbers are looking right. And I'm sure he was spending a good bit of money on this young lady as he was making a lot of money. He had a contract, I believe, about 14 million and had only at that point received a couple of million, I believe, because there was like 12 million still left on the table that he will no longer have access to. There was an investigation put out on him by Michigan State, and Michigan State used a law firm that they have, I guess, worked with many times before, Jenner and Block. Before he was officially let go from Michigan State, he had also been suspended a few times for a recruiting scheme and recruiting penalties. So it looks like he was already a diabolical man doing things he wasn't supposed to do. So he was already on a final write-up. That's what it pretty much told me. He was on his final write-up and he was having to get the fuck on. But this school has been center for a lot of sports controversy. And I'm not going to go all the way in depth about it unless you guys genuinely ask me to. But there have been multiple coaches who have been let go. They have been fined. The school has been fined by the NCAA. They have a history of just diabolical shit happening with these institutions that are ran predominantly by men. Okay, these male-run institutions, I'm not saying everybody on the team is men, but all these coaches and this athletic department stuff, it's mostly men, and then women having other little positions in there. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say little, like sports medicine, whatever. They have other positions in there. But anytime that there is the men at the forefront of things like this, you can kind of expect things like this are going to happen. A lot of scandals, a lot of sleeping around with employees and other people. And a lot of times they'll just let it slide when everybody is on the same agenda and there's no beef. But men are just as petty as women. They get mad at the girl. They get mad at the man. They can get mad and just change everything overnight. Just literally have a female like crash out, get upset, and just claim it on their mental health as a man. These men are very emotional too. Because on top of all of this happening, he also decided to go to jail on top of losing his wife, losing his job. Allegedly, he came in this girl's house, the side chick, and grabbed a pair of scissors and said, "You ruined my life. I'm going to end my life. My blood is on your hands." Now, thankfully, the police showed up before he could do any harm to her or himself, and that he can just have his day in court. But he had to pay $25,000 to bail out.
Now he extra broke.
And he's out, and he's got an ankle monitor, and he has to do therapy. This man definitely needs therapy. It is good to have companies that try and hold men to certain standards. Take away these men's income when they do things that they are not supposed to do. Loyalty clause. A lot of these companies have a loyalty clause in their code of conduct. A lot of people don't want to read the code of conduct. They don't read nothing. They just sign. And to be honest, that's what I would do if I really just needed a job. But there came a point where I was reading, because then you know what you are supposed to do, and you also know what the company is not allowed to do to you. There is a loyalty clause in his contract. Michigan State has been at the center of a good bit of controversy in their athletic department. They've had a good bit of controversy in their athletic department. So for them, they want to have a loyalty clause in there, basically saying we want to tighten up this organization, and we want people on our team that we can trust that are doing the right thing on the job and are doing the right thing off the job. And in the event that you decide you do not want to be that person, you want to go out here and do what you want to do, be a diabolical ass motherfucker, then you cannot work for this institution. We pay a good salary. All we ask is that you know how to act. Please don't go out here and be violating the rules. And what did this black man do? He violated the rules. But what's so funny is a lot of black men love to run over to white women thinking that they can get away with so much more. Let's talk about that. White women are not submissive. All women are submissive. At least at one point, all women were submissive because they had no choice but to keep a roof over their head and food in their stomach. Their husbands had all the rights and pretty much owned the children. We don't have to go down that rabbit hole, but that's how it was for every woman. But white women had it the hardest because they were held to a higher regard than every other woman. They had to endure being free, and at least in their mind they thought they were, but yet they were still very much oppressed by their husbands. They did not like that. They wanted to be completely free. They want to do whatever they want to do. And they wasn't able to do that. But now they are able to do that. You guys kept them white women oppressed for so long that they started tripping the fuck out. And they started lashing out and doing things like destroying y'all lives and deleting a few of you motherfuckers. Yeah, them white women get crazy and they want to delete y'all. And then we have such idiotic black men that will do a white woman's bidding and has always done a white woman's bidding since there have been slaves. Black men didn't start getting castrated until they started sleeping with the white woman because they had fetishes for black men. And the black men, they wanted to see what it was like because at least she was able to have a bath. The black woman wasn't even allowed to have a bath for real. Like, I know that coochie was stank. At least the white woman was a little bit cleaner at that time. So they wanted to go for it. And ultimately, when Massa found out that you were sleeping with his white wife and might have created a mulatto baby, he castrated. He cut your ding ding off. Now they can go out here and mess around with white women freely and don't have any repercussions. At least they think they don't, unless they want to leave the relationship. A lot of them, they just suffer in silence because they're actually scared to leave. Of what would this woman do to me? Some of them white women started deleting some of y'all. Once they started knowing how a black man would do their bidding, they started to get y'all's attention. And some black men have been unalived. A good bit of black men have been unalived by white women. Or sent to jail because he put his hands on her. Or all of their money was pretty much taken, stolen, or given to her in court. Child support, alimony, the house, she got it. Or we have situations like the most recent, Shannon Sharp, where they get you caught up in a lustful situation and trap you and make you pay up. Or they're going to ruin your life. See, white women are not submissive. They are deadly. They are deadly, and they win a lot of times amongst black men because they are unsuspecting. See, at least a lot of times you know what you get with a black woman. A good bit of times they say we have attitudes. At least as long as you can tame that attitude and do right as a man, you actually may not get that attitude. But the problem is a lot of these black men don't want to do right. They want to be able to do whatever they want to do wrong, and then just lay pipe and think that's going to keep a woman quiet and happy. See, but black women, we've been taking big BBD since the beginning of time. So that big BD, that big thing, don't sway me. It ain't gonna make me stay too much longer. See, it might make that white woman because she been out here fucking them small white men. At least, you know, some of the small dick white men, some of them is well endowed, and as black women, we seek them ones out. But yes, the small ones, they had to deal with that, and now they got your big podcast, they're willing to listen to you because she is digmatized, as they call it. Yeah, that's what happens. And so in the event that you want to leave, you're not happy, or she starts white womaning, complaining, being weird, doing weird ass shit, annoying like they white husbands say that they tend to be, nagging. And, this is all just the propaganda that is preached. This is not necessarily how I feel, but this is the propaganda that is preached out here. So now we have the white woman that is seen as submissive, but she's really just unsuspecting. And you guys are always blindsided when your nice white snow bunny tends to take you for every bit of your money. I'm not surprised. I find them quite interesting and quite calculated, and they're dumb when it comes to coochie. And we realize that, and we recognize that, and we weaponize coochie against them. And then who better at the game than you guys? Once you get a white woman involved, the hustle just goes 10 times higher than it was before. It just is what it is. They want to be in proximity to your whiteness because they think that it will bring them better lifestyle and business deals and mulatto children. But they also know, don't they, white girls, not to fuck around and play with y'all, don't they? See, a lot of them, they play with us all day. And then we eventually just say, I'm good. I don't even take this no more. I'm out of here. Yeah, they think the white woman is submissive, but really y'all are so calculated. You have positioned yourself to where you could take this man down. In the event that he wants to leave or act an ass on you, you have every bit of leverage to ruin his life. See, white women can destroy lives. They are not submissive. They are deadly. Now, more than likely, the wife is going to go ahead and divorce him and be able to sue him for child support, alimony, the house, and his 401k. Probably some form of emotional distress and so forth, because the relationship has been publicized due to the fact that he went out here and cheated on his wife and publicly humiliated her and the kids. There is some form of trauma there that children have to endure. And in certain states, they will make these men come out of money for them children's therapy as well as the wives. Imagine you're just going to school, living your life, and your dad's like the head coach. And then it's totally publicized that your dad was sleeping with the assistant, and your mom is probably traumatized just trying to get through the day. She's not acting the same. She's trying to keep everything natural and still make sure that everybody gets fed that night, because you still cannot not handle your responsibilities, even in the midst of a heartbreak. Now, this man has been liking the snow bunnies, and he probably thinks that he has them a superior snow bunny, one that didn't complain, was unsuspecting maybe, but now she has all the leverage to royally fuck him. She's more than likely going to get that house, alimony, child support, and everything else that she wants. He decides to take it a bit further and not just stop at the fact that he got fired for the relationship. He decides to go over to the young lady's house and act as though he wants to end his life over this, as if his children and her were worthless to him, that his money and her were more important to him than they were. Do you know how that must feel to be a woman who has had 3 children for a man, putting yourself at risk 3 times to give birth for a man? You gave birth to his children, and he is literally out here saying he is ready to end it all because he lost his money, his position, and his side chick.
He extra lame.
And a lot of y'all still want to go out here and get married to these men with a lot of money. This is why I say men with money are diabolical, and you have to keep your peace. You have to, because they will always do shit like this. Always. Soon as he got 1 million, he gonna act up. Men be acting up with no millions. Soon as he get 1 million, he's finna act diabolical. They be out here acting the fuck up with literal no millions. They be 100,000-aires out here cheating, thinking that they all that. Yeah, you can best believe this man had a big ass ego. Coaches always have a big ego, and then you give him money. Oh, baby, he think he on top of the world. And now he's lost his position. He want to end it all. It's over with for him. He has literally nothing to live for. That's literally how he's feeling right now. And that must be completely embarrassing to the children and the wife. And they are in such a good position financially because they're going to have access to that 401k. Fuck what he got left in the bank. That 401k, I know it's heavy. And they finna get it. Now, I was just going to overlook this case because I was like, I'm a sister. This ain't got nothing to do with me. This is a black man and a white woman problem. But then I was like, no. They always trying to warn us when it comes to these white men and what we can expect for them. So it's best to return the favor. These white women have been taking y'all for millions for the last couple of years. And y'all be going out sad as fuck. I hope this is a warning to some of y'all to stop playing with these white women, because they is taking y'all down. getting y'all deleted, taking your money. And you can best believe that this man will suffer from the trauma from this for a long time. He was taken down by his own side piece. I guess she was tired of him harassing her, because I'm sure that's exactly what he started to do, be weird, and thought that she just would never turn against him. Not my sweet little white snow bunny. Yes, she is sick of your motherfucking ass too. Even your side chick sick of you, sir. I'm sure your wife was. I'm gonna be honest. I'm sure that lady low-key relieved. Now she gets to walk away from this terrible marriage and go find her another black man, okay? And she gonna be able to live off this man's retirement. And you know what? She deserved to, because why the fuck would he even do something so stupid as to turn his personal assistant into his side piece at such a huge organization like that and not read over your agreement and contract that the school has and take the risk for some coochie? I'm sure that they gave him a pamphlet and everything that he needed in order to know the rules and the bylaws, and he chose to ignore them because he thought he was bigger than the program and decided that he was going to go over here and play in the snow, and ultimately it melted on his ass and it was nothing but nasty muddy grass. Now he rolling around in the dirt. Literally, he's back poor damn near, going from almost 14 mil to just getting what you got. Oh, you back poor in his mind. His career is ruined. That's damn near the truth. I don't know who would pick him up after all this and give him a chance. He's a flight risk. So now he has to go back and be that guy that probably drinks himself to sleep. This is embarrassing. Ultimately, very embarrassing for the family and the children. Definitely the children. But there is something to learn from situations like this. There is so much to learn, and that's what we are going to talk about. Y'all know I like to talk about what we can do better. And so what we as women particularly can do better when it comes to these men and they stupid ass actions, when it comes to going out here and playing around, no matter if you're a black woman, a white woman, an Asian woman, or whatever woman, these men will play around, and we all know that. I think we all universally know that they will fuck around and play, okay? No matter how beautiful or crusty looking your ass is, they gonna play. And the more money they have, the more they like to play. And so it is unwise to go into situations without your paperwork ready when you got a man with access to means like that. He dumb. For some reason, I just feel like the wife read over the clauses in his agreements and contracts. You know, the women are always on the administrative stuff, especially when you have insurance and this. You want to know about company benefits, perks, things that you can get. You're more likely to read the pamphlet, the contracts, the agreements, and know. And for all we know, that lady knew that there was that in there and just decided to stay quiet because she was sick of his ass and knew that he would go out here and fuck it up. We don't know how long this wife has known this has been going on. And if somebody does know, please let me know. But if she knew that this man was out here cheating on her and chose to allow the investigation to take place and let them find out rather than divulging how she knew, because she might have been at a serious risk, because they're saying that this man was crazy. They're saying that he had real issues. He has to go see a therapist. And you know he got issues when he go up in somebody's house with a pair of scissors and say he gonna take his own life because he lost his job, because he didn't read the terms and conditions. And maybe had he not acted so crazy about it, he could have maybe appealed it or something. Like maybe came back, maybe got transferred to another place, maybe even was like, okay, look, I know I messed up, but what if I take 6 million instead of the 14? I'm sure the school would have maybe renegotiated, like, we could take a $6 million savings on the athletic department over here if we just allow him to keep his position in life. But you have to agree to no longer have this affair and tighten up. He could have, you never know. It's negotiation and compromise. These athletic departments don't really want to lose somebody that they invested money in already. They want them to act right and do right. And you give them chances. But this man had already had a few chances, but the school itself has so much scandal around it. Now they have an intermediate coach or one that's there temporarily that has to prove himself, I'm sure, in order to keep the position. And so pretty much everybody in this situation has to do better. The new coach has to perform better than the last coach. The man that just got locked up for breaking in that girl's house and fake acting like he gonna do something to himself and possibly her, he has to go to therapy in order to do better. The wife has to make sure that she has her lawyer in place so that she can remove herself from this toxic situation, put her kids in a safe space where they feel happy and, the best happiness that they're going to have knowing that their daddy went out here and did some dumb shit like this. The best form of happiness that she can create. She will forever be overcompensating for the fact that their daddy went out here and acted a monkey, raising her children primarily by themselves because their daddy is a flight risk. I mean, I'm sure that she has a really good substantial case of him not being able to have access to the children too much like that because he out here acting an ass. Like, sir, everybody know you're not getting them kids. You may not even get visitation. So she might be able to completely restart her life. And most women will feel empathy for her and want to help her. Any good woman, you see her come to your town, she moves, she sells her house, you'll want to help her because she didn't have anything to do with her husband being a diabolical, no good, nasty piece of shit. That's all him. But she gonna make sure she get her money. So what can we as women do better, you ask? What can we as women do better? We can invest more into our lawyer savings. That's what we can do better. Yeah. That's pretty much all the advice I have for women these days getting married, especially to these men with high profile positions. Make sure that you have money set aside every month for a lawyer because you can guarantee you're going to need it. At some point, you're going to have to save your reputation. You're going to have to save your family, save your home, save your something. There's going to be a side piece, a pregnant bitch, a something that you will have to just deal with when you have a high profile man more times than not. That's what we can do as women. If you get a high profile man, which a lot of y'all won't, are you prepared to save your money on a lawyer? Are you prepared to have to go against a man that you once loved because he playing with you? Because at this point, that's what the fuck it gets to. It gets to a motherfucking point. It's like, you know what? With your dumb ass, you went out here and did what? And you want me to stay with you? You will never be able to claim me publicly. Even if I did sneaky link with you. Because I missed the D. You can't claim me. I'm not yours. So I'm telling people, we not together, your crazy ass. I'm divorcing you. I'm taking the kids and I'm taking the house. That's exactly what we can do better. There is no way in hell you should stay with a man who has publicly embarrassed you like this, even if you have kids. And we don't have to. You don't have to be an understanding woman. I hope she divorces him. I don't know if she has filed a divorce yet, but I mean, to save any little bit of herself that she has left, any dignity, she needs to go ahead and do that. Unless she has another great scheme or plan that we don't know about. But we will have to sit back and see what happens here. But as women, we can do better by making sure that we have money for the lawyer, for divorce, women that want to get married or are married. Single women, maybe not, but like women who are married to high profile men specifically who have things to gain and things to lose, you need to have money for a lawyer. You need to have that set aside from pretty much day one. It's unfortunate that you have to think like that. You cannot not think like that because of shit like this. And for the woman that's on the broker level, what can you do? You can stay single. You can stay by yourself. If you broke, be single. I'm being honest. Unless you marry to a man with money. If you want to go be with a man that makes less than you or the same as you, you're going to have these same problems, just on a broker level. You're going to have these same motherfucking problems. And it's going to be hard because you ain't going to leave. Then you ain't gonna leave because you want that other 50% up out of him. But you can best believe that he gonna start even playing with his 50%. He gonna start spending it on booze and hoes and at the booty club. And you gonna start expecting him to pay more towards the bill. He ain't got it this month. That's when you know a man done with you. And y'all tend to stay even when a man done. A lot of women have because they are comfortable. And they don't want to lose the other 50% because they usually live outside of what they can do by themselves. They live with what we can do. So if you let him go, now you have to readjust your life to what you can do. And so before you get to that point, you need to keep your life of what you can maintain and never collaborate. Do you understand what I'm saying? Stay solo. Do not collaborate. Don't make 50% of what you got someone else's identity. This is your shit. And if they want to contribute to your shit, that's okay. But you don't live here. You don't stay here. I can maintain this by myself. That way, if you want to leave and come in the relationship, you can, because you maintain your own existence. You will require for him to maintain his own existence until he can afford to take care of everything. Until he can get to the point where he can handle all of the bills, you don't collaborate with him. It's not worth it. You have nothing to actually gain. You'll be paying 50% of a whole, and you will be scared to lose the other half because it looks like your life downgraded. That's what it looks like for some women. They'll go to a life like this with a man, and then when they leave, their life look like it downgraded. They don't want to go through that. That's why they stay. You understand what I'm saying? Don't do that. Stay single if you're broke. Do not get married unless you are marrying up. If your man is rich, get money set aside for the lawyer. Maintain yourself in every relationship. White women are not submissive. Do not take their submissive demeanor as a weakness. That is a covering that they use in order to take you down from the inside. And to be honest, it's not necessarily a bad plan. I'm just saying, stop playing with them, because y'all black men love to go over there and act like it's sweet. I mean, they be whooping y'all ass too. They be taking y'all motherfucking black men up through there, and they gonna get the money. Mad at the white woman for doing it. I'm mad at the black men for thinking that it was okay to go over there and just assume that most of them white women was gonna be submissive, because that's 9 times out of 10 what they do. They go out here most of their life and they date black women, and then when they don't get their way with that one black woman, they say, you know what, I think I'm gonna go get me a white woman. And they go get them a white woman, and they take your kindness as a weakness and think that you just gonna let them be out here doing shit. And this is an example of that. And then they gotta put their foot down and take you for everything. Then they talking about their mental health and all this other shit, and you can best believe that girl was getting some money up out of him. These men tend to fall in love with their side pieces and start being weird. This man was being a weirdo, pretty much. And so yeah, he deserves everything that's going to come to him. And if he ends up single and broke in a retirement home talking about the good old days of football or whatever, then so be it. He deserves it. He should have read his motherfucking contract. Skimmed through it with a fine-tooth comb. Seriously. But like I always say, do 1% better a day, get your bag, and stay out the way. Now, you guys, if you liking my look today, it's giving very much holiday. I'll put the link below of where you can actually purchase this dress. If you want to see what it fully looks like, click on that link and then click on the link in the video, and you can purchase this if you like to, if you have a holiday party that you are going to. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, y'all. Peace.